friends, it's Julie Norman, and today we're going to talk about Silk and Sonder. It's my 6 months with Silk and Sonder review. I didn't really plan to do a 6 months thing, but it's turning out to be that way because I did a 6 months with Planner Perfect, and here we go again. I started Silk and Sonder in May, and it is, okay, first of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Julie Norman, and I put out planner and planner-related videos on Tuesdays and Fridays. I have been using Silk and Sonder since May. Here's my May journal, and this one is I put into a disc-bound journal because this is my archive journal. So in this one, I have more than the Silk and Sonder. It's just a place to store my past things, a different way to do that. I started in May because I wanted to try this out. It looked so nice. I saw this on a social media advertisement, and then of course once I looked at it, it kept coming up. And there's some wonderful things in here, and if you haven't seen this journal yet, I will post a link above to a flip through. I don't need to do a flip through now because if you've been following me, you've seen these, and that's not the purpose of the video. I did this May, June, July, and okay, so look at these covers. They are all different. They each have their own floral theme, and they each have their own theme for the month too. So there's June, and then there is July. We have August, September, October, and I also have this limited edition one. So those are the Silk and Sonder ones that I have gone through, and I did a video after the first month that I used this, and with the pros and cons, and I just watched it before just to review what I had mentioned, and okay, not a lot has changed with my thoughts. So I had actually pretty much zeroed in on what worked best for me with these and what didn't. So okay, let's go through the cons first, because then we can focus in on the fun stuff. So first of all, the cons for me were, yes, there is a lot of tracking, because, let me get out, September maybe? No, let's do August. You have in here, look at how blank it is. You have your reflections, you have these trackers, and this is the one that I put into for my content planning. You have all these journaling prompts, and then expense trackers, all these trackers. They've added a sleep tracker, and then you've got trackers for your week. You've got water trackers for your day. Where is the day? So here, if you can see that, there's water trackers here. You can track the weather. September, October, they started with the sleep tracker, which is nice addition. Let me find that page while I'm talking. So there are so many things to track that you need to spend a good chunk of time going through these, because, oh gosh, I can't find it. It does take time. So the cons is that if you don't have the time, or you don't take the time to go through these, then you are not going to be getting like your money's worth out of them. Well, here's the sleep tracker. You can see what I mean? I'm not getting the purpose of what that is out of there. So that's the first thing. So in order to really give these a good run, is that you need to spend some time. I would suggest maybe, some time in the morning, some time in the evening, and maybe, if you do a mid-lunch break, maybe just jot a couple things down. So you need to make it a habit of actually using it. And I would suggest that you would keep it out, even open, to what day it is, or even using tabs works really good. So this tab was Today tab, and that would be, so you would have it on the day that you are planning. And I also would do, like on this one, I put a tracker tab, and where I have all I have to do is flip to there. These are just the 3M sticky tabs like this, and they work really well. So I would suggest putting in a few tabs so it's easy to flip through what you're looking for, and then just making sure this is out and not put away, and with a pen that you can easily use. So that is how to overcome that con. So to take time and do all the tracking. Another thing is to note for me that I didn't really enjoy was that it has a Sunday start on their calendars, and it irritated me so much that I probably ripped out most of the calendars. Okay, so that brings me to future planning. Now, if you're going to do future planning, every time you get a planner, it's going to give you the month here, and I change it to, this is my silliness, it usually starts on a Monday, but I change it to a Sunday, and I redid the whole calendar, because otherwise I get off. And so you have the month, which is beautiful, and then you have 4 months later. So you, for this month, November, December, January, February. Now, if you don't have a lot of stuff planned, that's easy to just transfer your dates from planner to planner, and you can always jot down future dates here that you want to remember or something. So if you don't have a lot going on, that's fine. But if you're like me and you just don't want to take that time to do it, or you have so many things going on that you just need a separate calendar, and Silk and Sonder themselves say that they are an and planner, not an only one. So they expect that people don't use their planner solo. But I did in one of these planners, is it September? I took and I washi in a little cardboard, and you could tuck in a little perpetual calendar in the back, or you could put a pocket in. So there are ways to get around it if you want to make your Silk and Sonder your only one and you just need your extra calendar. And I did try that. The only reason that this didn't work for me is see my previous video on what is working well for me. I really like the Traveler's Notebook, and that's just fits for me, but it might not fit for you. So another thing it might be an issue is these planners cost $19.95 each, and they come each month. So if you add that up for a whole year, that's quite a chunk of money. And so, you could think about it as therapy or your planner and justify it any way you want. But if you don't have the funds for it, the way to get around that is I have a coupon code for 25% off your first order with Silk and Sonder in the description. And if you sign up for the year, they give you a discount when you sign up for the year at a time. So you not only get the yearly discount, but you also get the 25% off. So it's almost like half price. So then it's around $10 a planner, and it includes shipping. So that to me is a very good deal. So if you really want to take advantage of it, you have to do it with your first order. So that's just a suggestion for me. So those are the things that I didn't really work for me, but otherwise the good things. Now, like I've said before, is that every month these planners would arrive in my mail, and they're just these slim little planners like this, and they're nicely made. It's just a nice sturdy cardboard cover, nice pretty paper, and everyone is a new theme. Like August was affection, September observation, so October and tranquility. So they focus on a different aspect and zero in the guided journaling prompts and all throughout the planner. And they're beautiful. I mean, you have to kind of like florals. There are a few people who don't like the florals, and you can certainly cover it up with something else if you're not into flowers. I think that the nice thing about getting it fresh every month is that you start new. So you don't have the burden of an annual planner having to, reset up, and what if you mess up in January and now you're into May, for instance, and you have feeling like when you pick up your planner, you have 4 months of failure, and you don't have that momentum anymore. This way, you just get a fresh one. You get that anticipation. It's like getting a gift, and there's something wonderful about a monthly gift of a planner like that, which I really, when I get the tracking, I just get so excited about it. And along with that, it is with the production of this, it is made in the USA. So you are also supporting a United States company. So another thing that I really enjoy about this is there is so much self-care. And maybe I have more in here. But you have like your reflections from last month, your intentions, your trackers, you've got prompts, just different things. And a few of them change up every month. You've got some recipes, you've got a little coloring, some poems. So there's so much beauty, and it feels like somebody is along and guiding you and helping you along on the journey. So you're not alone, because sometimes you get a planner, you get a blank planner, and you're like, oh no, what do I do? And so this way you have even have a letter. You have a letter here to even say, this is, we're here with you and we're going to help you. And here's a little help on how to fill this out. And there is also a wonderful Facebook group, which is very supportive. There is so much care that goes on in that group. It's really an amazing, supportive group of people. So it feels like you are not alone. You're on a journey with others, if you'd like, but there is somebody here that is guiding you. And another thing is that since it's set up so nicely, you don't need stickers. You don't need washi tape, although some people do. You don't need all these pretty pens. All you need to do is have a pen and pencil and go for it, because it is all set up. They decorate it so nicely. I mean, even they highlight the week that you're in, and they number the weeks too, so it's very nice. And just the beauty of the images, you just don't need to add anything to it. It's already functioning well the way they designed it, so you don't have to set up like you would set up a bullet journal. You put all that time into setting up and then you fill it out. So it's already done for you and it's guided. So now, after being in Silk and Sonder for 6 months, I have gone the gamut from putting I tried to make this my only calendar, and it actually was kind of fun, and I think it worked best when I did it in the Happy Planner with the disc bound. And then I did some day pages. I added in my own pages for the days, and that worked the best for me. But my personality becomes more of, I want more flexibility and I want more future planning that I don't have to copy out. And frankly, I'll probably lose some dates in between. So I did kind of phase out. Here's when I was really doing it. Phase out doing the daily. Here, I failed. I might actually repurpose some of these stickers. So, and then I had August was my content planner, which kind of worked. Kind of didn't. But I wasn't using it for the full purpose that it was intended, which you don't have to. I do have another video. If you're having trouble and overwhelmed with this, then here's how to deal with it. And I think there's a lot of helpful things in there if you go through that. So, I've had my trackers. I do use these trackers. And then, here's my pen test. So I used it for notes. I just stopped using it so much because of I'm using the Traveler's Notebook a lot more, and I like the smaller size, and I like the book. I don't so much like having a binding where that hits my hand while I'm writing, so that's just my preference. But I would highly recommend these just to try them and to make it there's so much good. I mean, if you want to try it for a month, go for it. Just a little self-care. Even going into the holidays, you may need that more of the me time. Even if you're by yourself more, it just feels like you're on a journey, you're guided, there's somebody with you, you're not alone. And that's what's wonderful about these, especially in the pandemic. I would highly recommend to try one of these during this time. And even though I am phasing this out, because I already have things set up for me that is self-care, that are trackers, that I already use, and I also have some blank pages in here that I can repurpose for future times. So I mentioned in my previous video that the reason why I'm still using my Silk and Sonder was the tracking that I was doing. So I thought, well, if there's a way to transfer that into my Traveler's Notebook, I will do that. And look what I did, guys. I cut it out and I pasted it in, and then I went crazy with the stickers because I was trying to cover the edges up. Now these stickers aren't staying. So I put this into my notebook. This is the Planner Perfect Traveler's Notebook, which I also have a discount code for. This is the first cover page that I covered up, and this is the calendar page that I covered up. And that is actually working pretty well because now it's all in my Traveler's Notebook cover, and it's just another insert, and then when I get into this, I'm almost into this one, I can have it all in one place. So that is what I'm doing, and I have a few blank ones like this from previous ones that I can transfer into maybe November, December, or future that I can do. And then somebody was nice to suggest that there are ways that you can get stamps or something for trackers, which I can look into. So thank you for that. And other ways to make trackers into the journals. But who knows, maybe by the time spring comes around or late winter, I will be tracking differently. You know how I like to be flexible and change things up. So that is the Silk & Sonder 6 months. I am so glad that I was on this journey, especially during the pandemic with this. It helped so much, and the supportive people in the group have been wonderful that I think it would have felt more lonely had I not been a part of Silk & Sonder these last 6 months. Can you believe that all this craziness is still going on? But that's another story. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed this, and please do let me know if you've tried this, if you would or not, and your opinions on it, and your pros and cons. So thank you so much, and have a joyful day. Okay guys, it's Postscript time, and today I'm going to tell you about what I'm going to be doing in November. It is going to be Nanowrimo month, and I'm going to participate this year. I haven't done it for a few months, so I thought it'd be a good time to get back into it. I am going to use Nanowrimo to finish my first book in the Liberty, Montana series. I have written 2 books previously, but this is a bit different. The other 2 books were nonfiction, kind of memoir type of stories. One was knitting theme and one was about working in India, teaching women. So I have to really do my setup for planning, and maybe I'll make a video out of it if you'd like. I a while ago set up with Sarah Cannon's plan where, you know, I was going to do 2,000 words a day, and then, you know, there's some days that I don't do things, and so I need to go back. I set this up so much, like probably the beginning of the year, and I haven't really looked at it since. But I'm going to work on finishing that book. I have probably got it about a quarter way through because I kept restarting it. It kept changing on me. So that is my plan. I'm going to be setting that up and getting back into it, which I'm really happy to do. Just to let you know, I've got the town of Liberty. I've got a little map of what it looks like, character sheets, the plan of the series. This is just everything that is in my head about the series is in here. So if you're interested, I will do a little plan with me video on planning out how this is going to go. A lot of people are putting out videos right now called Preptober, which they're prepping in October for November. And I will, of course, do that too. And so that is what's going on in the other parts of my life. So thank you for watching to the end, and have a joyful day.